what'd you do?
My name is Jonathan, and I just got first at our charity event locals.
Something to be very proud of. Don't let Brian tell you different.
Yup, let him know. So today I played Salad. That's what I typically always play. So pretty standard, 3 Foxy, pretty questionable, 2 Spinny, and then the one-ofs, of course, Gazelle, Falco, and Jack Jaguar. So only reason I run 2 Spinny, I feel like 3 clogs up the deck. I know it's only 8 names, but there's so many ways that you could draw into them. This deck doesn't really brick, so no need to add more. And then, of course, we got 3 Buffalo, probably one of the best cards in the deck. I love seeing this, especially going second. And then you have Parallel Exceed. This card is absolutely nuts. It just so busted with the deck. As far as hand traps, my lineup, we have 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 2 Veiler. So I was running 3 Veiler, but of course with the new set and everything, I figured the Tri-Brigade wouldn't be as relevant. So that's why I bumped these up. I was only running 2 before.
You neck 3 Nib, that's different. It's kind of different.
Yeah, definitely do run 3 Nib. Just don't want to get caught with my pants down for sure.
I agree with the Veiler with the Tri-Brigade not being relevant.
And then as far as spells go, for Salad cards, we have 1 Circle, 1 Will. A lot of people run multiple, but like I said, it just clogs the deck. This deck doesn't really brick. I mean, most of the time you can play, so there's just better cards. And then the 1 Sanctuary, so that's for Salad cards. Then of course Minings to search your Salad cards. 2 Desires to draw into your hand traps or other cards that I play, or Salad cards. I don't run 3. There's no reason for 3. Yeah, I don't like to have extra cards in the deck.
All right.
So this should be a 3rd Imperm. So this is the lineup. I mean, this hasn't been too bad because sometimes on my opponent's turn they'll do something after I have something on the board, and then I can just Chalice it and it gets rid of the problem. But Imperm is definitely supposed to be there instead of Chalice. Then for Salad cards, we have the Rage, the Roar, pretty standard. We do have 3 Gozen. I just recently put this in after running Rivalry just because of the new decks.
Main deck. What does that hit mostly? Like Sword Soul?
Yeah, Sword Soul, Flunderies especially. The only deck it doesn't really hit is Drytron, but that's alright. A lot of other decks, they just get, once they see this card, they scoop it up. And then, of course, the Torrential, which nobody ever sees coming. With Salad, you can protect your monsters with Bailing, so you don't ever care to Torrential, and everybody walks into it. There's no way to really play around it unless you have a Protector engraved like Bailing. So that's that. And then for the extra deck, pretty standard, 3 Bailings, 3 Wolf, I'm sorry. 1 Stalio, and then the card that nobody runs anymore, so 2 Heatlio. I don't care what anybody says, I'm never cutting this card. This card says Shovel back 2 back rows. It also makes a monster gain attack or lose attack. I'm sure people run Appaloosa and other cards, but I can't justify cutting this card. It comes up really clutch in different situations. That's for the Salad, and then of course the rank 2s. You have the Splash Mage, Update Jammer, of course, Transcode. This combo here is absolutely nuts. This is the whole reason why we can play the deck. If this wasn't allowed, then the deck wouldn't be as good for sure.
Yeah, it's so bad.
But it's so easy to OTK people. And then Dugaris and the Dweller, of course. Dugaris' card is so nuts. I mean, you make this with Exceed, you can make this with Exceed. This basically says draw 2 cards, discard 1, you skip your next draw phase, but you don't care because you're drawing into your power cards like Torrential, Gozens, your hand traps, and then you just kill them with Access Code, Transcode next turn. So it doesn't really matter.
When you make that over Dweller, like what is the deciding factor usually?
So I'll make this over Dweller depending on what I have in my hand. So if I'm playing a deck that like has graveyard effects, if I have like Roar in my hand or Rage in my hand or hand traps in my hand already, then I'll typically make the Dugaris because then the Dweller won't be as live. But if I don't really have much in my hand, and I know Dweller can stop it, like for example for Drytron or let's say different decks. It all depends on what I have in my hand though, for sure. One thing I do definitely do, I prioritize Buffalo over Bailings. A lot of times I won't search the Gazelle. I'm sorry, yeah, Buffalo over Gazelle, just because we all know what Gazelle can do, but this can just draw you into your power cards, and I like drawing cards. So it's a control deck. It's not supposed to play fast. For the side, 3 token collectors, 3 drolls, 3 chaos, 2 contact Cs.
Still sounding contact Cs.
Yeah,
Respect the matchup.
So I definitely do. The matchup is pretty annoying, so I definitely just have that just as like security.
And the Chaos Hunter.
Oh yeah, this card's absolutely nuts against tries. So yeah.
How was Token Collector today? Did you agree with what Brian said that it's like subpar against? I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's pretty good.
I guess if, like he said, like he explained, that if he knows it's coming, you can play around it. But most of the time, game 1, I'm not gonna, or game 2, I'm not gonna be like, hey, by the way, I'm playing Token Collector, so go ahead and play around it.
I mean, what was how he knows?
You know, so
yeah.
So you just, I can't justify cutting that just yet.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm still standing on my side. Like.
And then of course, for the back row, Twisters and Imperial Order.
That's valid. Do you agree with what Brian said also about the one that banishes instead being better because it Cosmic Cyclone because it hits Scythe? I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I mean, I can see where he's coming from with it, but
in Drytron and your deck can like spinny. I mean, you have some cards that you can discard. That,
my deck can definitely play through that. I mean, like I said, if you open up power cards, even if you do get Scythe locked, like the thing is they're probably not playing either, so it just delays the problem one more turn.
Yeah.
So you don't mind that at all.
Plus, aren't there cards you can pitch off Twin that aren't like a complete minus?
Yep, like you can pitch Foxy off a Twin and that does something. Falcos can do something. You know, getting solid cards in the grave is pretty good. So.
We'll see how the format progresses, but
the what?
We'll see how the format progresses, but good list, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, man.